Hello, I'm back again, and this is kind of a weird video, but how did I start my game collecting? I mean, I'm pretty young, I'm only 16, and I'm collecting games for consoles of the past. Or that way the past, the camera is reversed for some reason all the time. But anyway, how did I start? Well, I didn't think I'd actually do it, but, because I only cared about playing the new games, but, the system that made me start collecting games for is the Dreamcast. Why that? I don't know. Actually, I do know. The reason why I started collecting for is back in, I think it was 2003 or 2004, my dad got me the Dreamcast, or a Dreamcast. He didn't know what it was. I mean, he's like, here, take it. So, I'm like, okay, what the hell is this? Open? No, the GameCube did that too, but it looks so old. But I'm like, okay. I looked at the games. It came with Sonic Adventure, Power Stone, which I lost, and I'm so pissed, and Virtua On, Ori Tire Tamgram, or Cyber Troopers Virtua On. Ugh. So, I end up losing all the games. Okay. I had Power Stone. Don't know what happened to that. I had it somewhere, and I lost it. I imagine someone stole it, or I just lost it. God knows what. Virtua On. My cousin and I played the shit out of that game when we were like 5, 6 years ago. I don't know. It was a while ago when I first had it. We played it to death. It was fun as hell. And then I cracked the disc, and I was like, fuck. Then Sonic Adventure, I still had the game. I don't think it ever came with a case. If it did, I don't remember. Lost the case if I did have it, and then the game just was unreadable. So at that point, I had no games for it. I'm thinking, I really want to play this again. I had so much fun playing Sonic Adventure on this. So, to start it back up, I didn't get Sonic Adventure right away. But the very first game that got me into collecting for that system, and most other ones in general, is a game that I broke, Cyber Troopers Virtua On. Now, I will just say this game is fantastic. It's simple. You fight robots, you destroy them. Very fun. Now, when it came to collecting, I focused on that for a while. That's why I have like 17, 18 Dreamcast games. And I like them all, except Time Stalkers. It's fun, but it's not the best game in the world. So that's what I started collecting it for. Got a new controller, that worked. New VMU to save my stuff because I lost a VMU. And, there we go. Got Dreamcast kicking up. Got a few more games for it. Time Stalkers is one of them. Resident Evil Code Veronica. And so on and so forth. And if you see my Dreamcast collection, then you know what games I have now. And only like a few rare ones. But, anyway. So, when we went from Dreamcast and moving on, I'm trying to remember if I wanted to go for Genesis, or was it... Oh, no, it was Genesis first. I got my Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive. Got the second model, which is conveniently right here. I gotta find a better place for this. Right here. Found this at Soundaround in Vestal. And got it for about $20, I think. Or $30 came with this, the cords, and I don't know why I showed you that. The game, the console, the cords, and 2 controllers. They were both a little iffy, but they worked well. Then I eventually got more at a flea market. I got the first model. Pull it out. I got this model right here at the garage flea market. And I've watched a few videos. This model looks very different from the other models in different countries, I must say. I'm not sure which one's cooler. I like this one, but I see other country systems and they look pretty damn cool. Most notably is the NES, and that looks fucking awesome. So that's where I started the second part. I only got a few number of games for it. I will get more, but it's hard for me to jump into 16-bit games like Genesis or Super Nintendo, because I only grew up with a few, like a certain amount of games for it. And I'm like, whatever. So, I mean, I find a few. I got the Sonic games. I think I have them all. Yeah, I have all the Sonic games. Not the spin-off ones like Spinball and all that. And a few other random Genesis games my friend just gave to me. And I was like, alright, thank you. Except a few of them don't really work well. I had to clean them out. Then we went on to... Well, I had these games for a while. Nintendo 64. And that's one thing I'm really trying to get right now. Well, not really. I'm trying to think. Am I getting Saturn, Dreamcast, Genesis, or N64, or NES, or Super Nintendo? Let's go to N64, because I actually played the shit out of that when I was little. Now, the games I have for it are... Some of them are really good. Some are just like, how the fuck did you get those? I mean, I got Paper Mario, I got Mario Party 2 and 3. I don't know what the first one's like, but I've tried to look for the boxes for 2 and 3, and they're fucking expensive. There was a guy trying to sell the box and the manual for $50. I mean, it might be insane to me, but actually, I imagine it might be really rare. I have the games anyway, but I imagine I'll get like boxes for them eventually. So, I think I'm more focused on that right now. So, why did I start collecting? Well, see, we got a big off topic here. See, I already went with how I started. Now, why am I doing it now? The reason why I'm doing it is when I was younger, I had, well, I'm only 16. Let's say when I was little, like ages 4 to 12, okay? I didn't really start respecting my games till like 14, but 13, never mind. 4 to 13, okay? I, played my games. Played them. Just play the fuck out of them. Or heck out of them. And then, instead of putting, say, let's give an example here. Instead of when I'm done with Virtua, jeez, it's really bright. Say I'm not done with Virtua On. If I'm done with it, instead of really caring about the game, putting it in its case, and neatly putting it back, I would just leave the discs out and get rid of the case. Not really get rid of the cases, but forget about them, and they eventually get crushed or destroyed. Especially these Dreamcast and PS1 PS1 cases. And, that's not a good idea when you're younger. And I always wonder why. Why won't this game work anymore? Because so many scratches, of course. Now, when it came to N64, which I played a lot more, it didn't have that problem. Because they're cartridges. Thank you, Nintendo. So I didn't lose any of my childhood memories. Well, I kind of did. In a way, I lost some of the games, but besides that point, besides the point, why am I doing it? Well, I figured out that some of these games I have, or had, are worth a lot of money, and they will be down the road. See, some of the games I have, like Power Stone and Power Stone 2, Mega Man X4 for the Saturn, and Sonic Jam, they're expensive, in a way. Well, okay, I'm not going to deny you. Mega Man X4, which is probably the most expensive game I have right now, it's expensive. You can get it online at the cheapest I think I got for $50, maybe $60. About as much as a new PlayStation 3 game. But I was lucky on that one, because it can go much higher. Then there's Sonic Jam, which is about 50, 60, about the same. Got it for $25. Oh yeah. And then same with the Super Nintendo, complete with everything box. Can't see it, but it's right up here. Super Nintendo with box and everything. I think it was like $50. Then there's the NES over there with everything, even the gun. Came with 2 controllers. No, I think it came with Mario and Duck Hunt, but it came with that. It came with almost everything like that, and it had these weird little plug-ins where you have to screw it into your TV. I remember seeing it once on Angry Video Game Nerd, but I haven't used those. I think it was for the Super Nintendo though. See, that's why I have them modeled everywhere, but whatever. And I do have a few Sega Genesis games with the boxes. All my Sega Saturn games, downright, are going to have their cases. I'm never going to leave them disc only, because that's just stupid. And, okay, cat. So yeah, games, obviously, that are old, that I still have. not many that are in the cases, mind you, are worth a lot of money now. So I'm going to try to take care of them. I mean, probably the hardest to take care of and hardest to find are probably the Sega Saturn and, well, alright, that's the second hardest to find. N64 are probably the hardest because they're boxes. And you can't replace boxes, okay? You're not going to, unless you're, like, mad skilled, make a cardboard box the exact same size as another N64 game and print it on cardboard. Yeah, see? Or repaint it unless you're Jesus. See, those are the hardest to take care of. Sega Saturn is probably one of the hardest, second hardest. I'll grab one real quick to show you. Dear. Why not show off my rare one? Mega Man X4. Now, I'm aware that in different countries that these cases are either better or worse. Now, we got, like, in between there. Let's see. Japan got the, jewel cases like these. And I wish we got those. The UK, or Europe in general, they got, like, these cardboard box ones. And damn, that must suck really bad. Because I saw that they fall apart a lot, and I've heard a lot about them. We got these cases that were similar to the Sega CD ones. There goes the thing holding the disc in. See, that's what they're like. Pretty flimsy. And most jewel cases where you open them, they stop right there. I thought it was broken. But yeah, so these cases are kind of hard to take care of. But they're easy to replace in a way, because you could just go to any, like online or any retro gaming store and find some stupid Sega Saturn football games or baseball games. Just buy that for $2 or $3, take it home, take it apart, throw the sports game away. I still didn't do that yet. And replace the cases, because they can get cracked easily, they can snap the hinges off easily, whatever. So that's why I'm taking care of them now, because they're expensive. So, yeah, collecting retro games at this age is probably odd in a way. I mean, I'm more interested in the past rather than the future. I don't know why. Because I missed a lot of it when I was younger. I mean, when I was like 5, I only played like Super Mario, Sonic 1, 2, and 3. And just a bunch of other old classics I never really paid too much attention to and I had fun with. Some PlayStation 1 games too. Those were fucking fun, like Ape Escape, Crash Bandicoot. I mean, come on. So, I want to go back and see what I missed. Basically, that's what I want to do. So, in a way, when I go back and see what I missed in some games, I'm happy and yet disappointed. But altogether, I think I'm actually quite happy that I went back to see some of the stuff. I mean, this didn't get released until Xbox Live until like 2 or 3 years ago. And this thing is on PS1. I don't know if this was re-released like any other console, like PS2, GameCube, I don't know. It's not on PlayStation 3 or Xbox, I'll tell you what. But obviously I told you this version costs more, but there is a PlayStation 1 version. It's a lot cheaper, but this version I heard was superior. What are you going to do? It's the Sega Saturn 2D powerhouse. So, yeah. That's why it's easier to find these games now, because you never know when they're going to be released. There's Radiant Silvergun, and there's just a bunch of awesome shooters on the Sega Saturn that you are really hard to find. If they're Japanese imports, that is. And there's not many US releases of shooters. I mean, there's 3D ones. Ooh. I mean, like Radiant Silvergun, that costs around $300, maybe $600 if you're really stupid, if you really want to buy it for that much. Then there's just a bunch of other ones. You have to look it up. And the thing that's funny is there Donapachi or something like that, one of those games? You know what's funny? Eventually I would invest in getting that on the Sega Saturn, but I got an Xbox Live one day and saw Radiant Silvergun was on there. I was like, alright, I would just save myself a few $100s. So, yeah. See, I don't see this being released anytime soon, or re-released on any other console anytime soon, unless it already has been, next gen. And this took about When did this come out? I hate small text. This is like somewhere between 1998 and 2000, so probably around like late 1999 or somewhere in there. This didn't come out until like 10 years later, 10 or 11 years later. Wow. So I got this earlier before, and just woohoo. Yeah, so I already did a gaming collection video, so I'll have to do one of those. So basically that's why I got into collecting. I mean, these games I had before I ruined, and I am ashamed. And I want to reobtain them, take care of them, and, you know, get them all in a perfect collection kind of thing with the boxes, the cases, the plastic cases, the jewel cases, manuals, especially manuals, if you want a game like this or Mega Man X4. Let's take a look at Mega Man Eggman, Dr. Eggman, X4 without the manual. I'll pop it out. If I can grab it. Finger, I was going to say hand, why you no grab? I would hate picking up a Sega Saturn game that looked like this. Wouldn't you? That's why people charge a few extra bucks for the manual, because it has awesome artwork on the front and on the back, and it makes the game look nice and complete, obviously. So that's one downfall to the old games for like PS1, Sega Saturn. So anyway, that's basically the reason why I got into collecting games. I mean, if I didn't really make my point, then I will probably answer you in the comments if you're still confused on something. So this is Alex, and I imagine the next video will be Mega Man X4 Part 4. No pun intended. See you later.